Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiana and I'm currently documenting my fertility journey here on YouTube. Today's video is actually just going to be a quick summary of my last IVF cycle. We're going to talk about what next steps are for me and my husband, as well as kind of just how I'm navigating and getting through everything. So if that's something you're interested in, please keep watching. All right, so let's just go ahead and dive right in. My last cycle, I want to say we started the end of May, early June for our second IVF cycle. So the first cycle, after 3 days of shots, my fibroids were giving me the blues and I ended up having to get myomectomy surgery to get my fibroids removed. So that cycle was canceled at day 3, day 4. And I'll go ahead and link a video to my surgery day since that seems to be a very popular video here on YouTube. If you aren't familiar with what a myomectomy is, or if you're having one and you just want to see kind of what my experience is before you go have yours, I'll make sure I link that video either in the cards or down below in the description box. So we got started at the end of May, early June. We did shots for about 10 days before egg retrieval for our second cycle. And unfortunately at egg retrieval, which I believe was June 10th, June 11th, we did only receive 2 eggs, 1 fertilized, and it did not make it to day 3. So at the end of the first cycle or the second cycle, we just ended up with nothing basically. So I do have to start all over again. I'm not too excited about that, but you know, what exactly can I do? So the second cycle, we did a natural start cycle. So it just means you don't have to take birth control basically. So everything's kind of a little bit more up in the air in the beginning. So I wasn't on birth control. So as soon as I started my cycle, I was able to call my doctors and they were able to like squeeze me in for all my appointments. The only thing about that is, like, I swear I'm cursed, guys, but I started my period over the Memorial Day weekend. So they were closed on Monday. So I started on Saturday, I believe. Usually if you start during the week on day 2, cycle day 2, they call you in to do your bloods and your ultrasound and everything, do your whole baseline appointment. In my case, I started on a Saturday. I called them that day. I couldn't go in on Sunday, which would have been day 2. I couldn't go in on Monday because they were closed, day 3. So I did not get an appointment until day 4 of my cycle. Luckily for me, I did have leftover medication from my first IVF cycle. So after my appointment that Tuesday, I was cleared to start shots that evening and I had what I needed to get started that night. So that worked out for me. But again, I was on shots for 10 days. They put me on the highest dosage basically of Gonal-F. Gonal-F. I think I was taking 375 of Gonal-F and 175 units of the Menopur daily, which is one of the highest dosage protocols. So when that failed, this kind of brings me into next steps. My doctor told me that since my body is just not really responding to the medication, he wants to put me on a lower dose protocol. So our next steps are to try mini IVF. And I don't know how familiar you guys are with mini IVF. I wasn't at all when he recommended it to us. Basically what it is it's a mixture of oral medication as well as the injectable medication. So I will be taking like either Clomid or I think it's Letrozole, and then we'll introduce shots. So I'll go back to Gonal-F and Menopur in combination with those, but at much lower dosages. So I guess the idea is that since my body did not respond well to the high dosage, you know, I already get 1 egg a month. And so why pay all this money to just get 1 additional egg? My doctor has recommended that we try the lower dosages and see if my body responds either similarly, and which is going to cost less, or it responds better. So that's kind of where we are now. I should start my cycle in the next 5 days. So I will call in and they'll just start monitoring me. I think like every few days I have to go in since they are monitoring my natural cycle. I think the idea is that they'll follow my regular egg follicle growth. So what happens is your body will produce all these eggs and the largest one gets released and all the other ones die off. So I think the goal is to just follow my normal cycle. and then start taking shots maybe. Or I'll take the pills while my follicles grow, and then maybe start taking shots to prevent the ovulation from happening after they watch me for 10 days. I don't really know. That's what I'm gathering so far. Again, I haven't started this cycle yet. I'm not sure of all the details, but from what I've seen on YouTube, that's what's going to happen. So that is next steps for me. As I said previously, I'm not really looking forward to another cycle of IVF. Like, I know the first one I feel like doesn't really count because we only made it through 3 days of shots. But it was 3 days of shots, you know? And it's such a roller coaster even being able to get started into that first cycle, you know, because I had a cyst and then, you know, your levels are too high, you can't start, blah, 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 you know? So it's just a lot of up and downs just to get canceled and have to have surgery. And then to go into the second IVF cycle and to literally come away with nothing but bills. I'm just really not looking forward to going into this new cycle. I talked to my husband about it. He's like, you're going to do it until, you know, you get the baby. Like, we're just going to keep doing it. It's fine. Like, everything's going to be okay. He's like Mr. Optimistic, which drives me nuts. But I don't want to. I don't want to keep doing this. I barely want to do this cycle, but because we are doing something different, I'm obviously willing to give it a try and see if it works. But I don't know that if this doesn't work, like if I want to try again. So I don't even know if my doctor will let me try again. So we'll see kind of how this cycle goes. I'm hoping the lower dosage is just like the winning combination. It is something that is recommended for women with a low AMH. So I'm hoping that my body does respond well. So we will find out in a few weeks here if this is going to be like the winning combination. If not, my doctor has already kind of slipped into our conversation that, oh, you know, your insurance covers donor eggs. So just like, so you know. So I think that was his way of kind of easing that in now so that if something goes terribly wrong and this cycle doesn't work, like I'm already kind of aware that will be probably his recommendation moving forward. So I don't know how I feel about that, and I don't really want to think about it until we have to cross that bridge, you know, because I don't think that that's something that I'm interested in. I guess I'm being selfish, like, but I don't think that's something that I want to do. So I don't know, maybe once that recommendation like comes out of my doctor's mouth, then I will consider it a little bit more. But right now I am not interested in donor eggs. So we will see how everything goes. As far as my just like general health and well-being, I feel like I'm hanging on by a thread. I don't know. I don't feel super stable, but I'm fine. Like, I'm going to be fine. I have nothing, like, what else am I going to do? Like, I have to work. I've got things to do. I've got things to take care of. Like, I'm going to be fine. Yeah, that's all I can say. I'm going to be fine. Pretty sure I'm going to be fine. But yeah, if you guys have any more questions, let me know. I don't really have any other updates. Like I said, in a few weeks, in a few weeks, I'll definitely be started on this new cycle. So I'll keep you guys updated. I think I'm also going to, sorry if you hear my dog. She always gets like super thirsty or super hungry when I'm talking. But I think I'm going to try and film kind of like a IVF costs video. Because I did have to pay, my first cycle again got canceled early. So that one was a little bit less. This last cycle, I made it through egg retrieval. But because I'm on such high dosage of medication, like my medications alone were so crazy. I'm going to have to like start stripping on weekends. Okay. Like that's how crazy they are. So I'll probably film like a completely separate video, about costs. That way I can compare kind of my regular IVF cycle, at least up through egg retrieval, to this mini IVF cycle through egg retrieval for you guys, just so you can see at least what the costs are if you have insurance. Again, my insurance payments do show me like, or my invoices do show me what it would cost without insurance. So maybe I can share that with you guys, like what it would be without insurance versus with insurance. And we currently have Progeny, which has been a freaking godsend. So even though it's still expensive, it could be way worse. But yeah, so I'll probably post that for you guys as well. Again, if you have anything at all that you want to share, go ahead and share that in the comment section. Hi, Pepper. And I will talk to you guys later. You guys have a blessed day.